you didn't keep me. All right, put your signs back up. See, we didn't even get it. We got to record it. Put your signs back up. All right, message, boom, boom, dominate. Okay, love it, love it, love it. All right, now we got to record it. Now we're good. All right, and before I cannot go forward, Marcy will kill me. For those of you that have been a part of these last couple of days, and you are not a part of Genius Speakers Academy, but you say you want to be a part of the Academy, Marcy's going to type in the website. This is what the Academy is about. I shared yesterday where we're going as it relates to expanding the Academy, and that the Academy is here to support you. That's why we exist. We're here to support you and your mission and your message, and to help amplify your voice. Throughout the weekend, you've seen the interacting with different members of the Academy. So once again, this is the family that you're going to be coming into. This is the neighborhood that you're going to be hanging out. And once again, as I said, GSA is just designed to be your ground floor. As you develop in your business, as you grow in your business, we've had several speakers and presenters come and share with you different aspects of business. We had Dr. Cosette come and talk about taxes. So I don't do taxes. GSA is not, we don't do taxes, but you're going to need your taxes done. And so we're the ground floor where you come in to learn how to build a thriving business. But when we have our quarterly meetings, when we have our monthly meetings, you're going to be getting the support you need. If we don't specifically address it, we're going to call in the experts to come and do that. So once again, this is where you're going to be able to ask those questions. One of the things for me, being a part of masterminds and being a part of things like this, has accelerated my success, because I don't try to figure out everything. I don't try to figure out how to do taxes when I have a Dr. Cosette. I don't figure out how to build wealth when I have a Dr. Sean that I could go to. And so if the Academy resonates with you, then take that action, take that step to become a part of the Academy. You can learn more. I don't have a slide. This is not what Give Me the Mic is about. It's not about pitching anything to you. As I told you on yesterday or the day before, that this is was designed initially to be a private training for our Academy members, but because we went online, I opened it up to other individuals, and that's why you're able to partake in it. But if you want to be a part of, the Academy, where you get your certification as a Genius certified speaker, GSA, the Give Me the Mic, is a part of that program. So you'll be able to come to these quarterly trainings. It's a part of what I do to support you. So we do this 3 times a year. Then we have our yearly retreat at the end of the year in December. So we would love for you to be a part of the family, the growing family. As I told you guys yesterday, I'm on a mission personally to work with 5,000 speakers, authors, and consultants. And for those of you that are building your own communities, this next presentation is going to greatly help you do that with the gentleman that I'm bringing up. So once again, if you want to join the Academy, I don't have any pitches for you. You saw what we delivered. You saw the caliber of trainers that we bring in. Hopefully you see my heart and what my mission and passion is. Other than that, I don't try to sell the Academy or anything like that. It is what it is. So go to the website. Once again, Marcy put it in the chat. It's drwillspeaks.com/academy. So lock in. I'm telling you, in 2022, I'm going to be in my bag. And the stuff that you're going to be getting is going to be amazing. Troy, I see you, my man. You have your hand raised.
I just want to add something to this only because I am new to this, right? And as most of us are skeptics in some way, shape, form, or fashion when it comes to hearing about something new, right? We are often able to say, I'm not sure if I believe in this. And Will tell you, like I had to call him and, and really connect with him to have a better understanding of what was being offered. And I heard this, so this is 6 degrees of the separation. I'm a firm believer in divine connections. So I believe that, this man has a purpose. And in order to be able to fulfill my purpose, I think that he's a proper vessel and crucible to allow us to do that. So if you have not joined, even though this is my first interaction, it's not my first interaction with Will, this is my second versus our phone call and text. This has been so incredibly valuable on so many different levels. So I encourage you, if you haven't, please do so.
I appreciate that, and we did, and just transparent with you guys. I talk to a lot of people in terms of programs and things like that, and I wanted to design a program that offered the help that I knew you would need because it was the same help that I needed. I designed it to be what I wish I had when I started out. And once again, I'm always, when I talk with Troy on the phone, I'm going to be totally transparent. I'm going to tell you what we offer, what we don't offer. And like I said, we're not going to be the end to be all. You're going to need other things in your business. So I don't want you to think when you join GSA, oh, I've done it all. No, when you go get your groceries, you still need an oven. You still need a refrigerator. You still need some place to cook. You still need dishes. You still need forks. You still need napkins, right? But this is the ground floor, right? This is the kitchen. This is where all the cooking starts taking place. And then you may have to go get this and may have to as your business grows. And so once again, thank you for that, Troy. And for those of you, this is your first time joining us and being with us. Thank you for being here. If you don't join, I hope you got a ton of value and you can take it and go build a thriving business that supports your lifestyle. So with that being said, I'm going to share my screen, then bring my brother up. Once again, all these individuals that I'm bringing to you, it's people that I see do the work and they have the receipts. And so they're not talking theory. They're telling you what's actually working because they're practitioners. They're really in the game. They're really doing it. They're not some guru that's sitting up on the stage that hasn't been in the trenches in the last 20 years. If they're sharing it with you, it's because they've implemented it in their businesses and they know that it's working. So with that being said, I get to bring on my buddy, Dr. Marquel Russell. I love saying that. I know he's still trying to keep that street cred, but you're a doc. You Dr. Marquel Russell.
I'm Dr. Marquel Russell now. It's still surreal, man. Thank you for having me, Dr. Will, man. I appreciate it.
So let me do this. He is a client success story junkie and the secret weapon for coaches who want to create automated systems that attract an endless flood of clients that come to you on a daily basis, ready to pay you top dollar. He is the creator and founder of a really dope results-based marketing consultancy, Client Attraction University. His amazing team has built and consulted on hundreds of different automated client attraction systems across dozens of different industries. They've helped their clients generate billions of ad impressions, millions of leads, thousands of clients, and over 500 million in revenue. That's a $500 million. That's $500 million my man has produced with client success. His mission is to help 1 million coaches add an extra 1 million to their annual revenue. Now, I want you guys to grab that, what he just said, an extra million. He wants to help them add, and he wants to just be, he wants to be responsible for just giving you another million in your business. I am so thankful and honored to have my man here. I appreciate you, man. I know you, I don't even know if your event is done yet. Is your event over? I know we
literally just ended. I just ended, ran upstairs to my room. I had to, you got to stick to our commitments, right? So we ended at 2.
Oh man, let me find you so I can pin you as well. I lost him. Where'd he go?
Oh, my bad. What
No,
I
no,
do?
no, I'm about to spotlight you. All
Okay.
right, here we go. I'm about to spotlight. Here we go. So listen, man, I'm super excited as we begin to close out, our session on this 3-day journey. I wanted you to be a part of this because many of our speakers are at that level, and many of our consultants and authors are at that level where they need to scale. And scaling is not about you working harder. Scaling is about you leveraging. And yesterday I talked to you guys about going from an employee to an entrepreneur, where you're wearing all the hats, where you're doing everything, to where you have to become an executive, where now you're leveraging. Wealth is made in leveraging. Wealth is not made in working harder. Leveraging is where the wealth is. And as I just read his bio, his company has helped their clients 500 million, man. Can you believe that, man? Can you believe that, man? Talk to us a little bit about your journey before you became this dominating ad machine, man. Give us a little bit about your backdrop, your story, man.
Yeah. So first of all, Dr. Will, man, thank you for having me, man. I never take it for granted when an individual, especially like an individual like yourself, man, shares their platform. So I'm honored to be here to serve. And just in short, the bios always are great. I like to hear the bios, but bios are like social media, right? It's like the highlights. The backstory that what you may not know is I grew up in Atlanta, drug-infested environment. I dropped out of high school in 10th grade, so I got a 9th grade education. Start selling drugs at a very young age. That was kind of my first profession I went into in the pharmaceutical industry, right? I had my first son when I was 19. My 19-year-old, was interesting. I had my first son when I was 19. He's actually 18 now. He graduates this year. And the first time I met my son was in visitation, because I was locked up when he was born. I turned 19 on my 19th birthday in jail, and my first son was born while I was in jail as well. So I got out and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this job thing. I never really gave this job thing a fair shot, because where I'm from, everybody wanted to grow up and get a job working for the city. And I didn't want to get a job working for the city because everybody I knew who worked for the city was broke. So I wanted to be rich. I didn't know nobody who was rich. The only people who I knew who I thought was rich was selling drugs. So I went that path. And fast forward, the job thing didn't work out as hard as I gave it a fair shot, a couple of weeks or whatever. It just won my cup of tea. So I jumped back into the streets, started an entertainment company doing artist management, club promotions, and things of that nature. So I was using the money I was making in the streets and then fueling my entertainment company, doing artist management and stuff. And while I was in the club one night, I actually bumped into a guy who thought I was somebody else. I knew him. We knew each other's faces, and he introduced me to network marketing. I went to this first presentation, and people was like, "Hey, if you get two, and they get two, and they'll get two, and they'll get two, and they'll get two, and they'll get two, and before you know, you're making millions of dollars, sipping pina coladas on the beach of the world, driving fancy cars the company paid for, wearing suits, all that stuff." And at this time, I didn't own a suit, so I'm the only cat at all these meetings with no suit. I'm in there with polo cargo shorts, Air Max, Air Force Ones, and like a polo shirt, smelling like weed and everything, right? I'm like totally out of like a fish out of water. So I'm like, these guys are talking about some big money. I'm like, this is crazy. So I jumped in. I was like, I'm gonna easily get two people.
Go to 78
Start.
Somebody got a hot mic.
I started sharing the opportunity with other people. All my friends was telling me that it was a pyramid scheme. It wasn't gonna work. And meanwhile, I'm like, y'all already knew about this industry. Like, ain't nobody never tell me about this. So, but I was still fascinated. I almost quit. And the guys who recruited me actually invited me to one of the big national conferences. And it happened to be in Atlanta. So I went to the conference. I don't know what happened at this conference, but I came out of this thing 100 miles and running. Recruited a couple people, but I plateaued. I ran out of people to talk to. Somebody on my team sent me a link one day, and it was to a 4-part video series. And it was about how you can build your network marketing business without doing home parties, without home meetings and all this. And I'm a massive introvert at the time. So talking to people who come within 3 feet of me, speaking in front of people I don't know, that's totally out my lane. But I was hungry and I wanted something different. So I watched this 4-part video series, and then it sold me an ebook at the end. I read this sales letter. It was a website to me at that time. Once I started learning the game, I found out it was a sales letter. I bought it. It was $40 for an ebook. That's what introduced me to online marketing, and that introduced me to the world of direct response marketing. So I just went crazy buying stuff online. The biggest thing for me, and I hope this helps somebody, the biggest thing for me, I literally went broke early on because I was just buying courses, buying trainings, buying ebooks, getting on webinars, just learning, because I thought knowledge was power. But I realized after going broke that applied knowledge is actually what the power is. So I had all these notes, and I guess I was thinking I was going to get some results by osmosis or something. But it wasn't until I simplified and started implementing, I started to generate leads, and I started teaching other people how I was generating leads. And then people wanted me to coach them. And I didn't even realize coaching was a thing. And then I realized coaching was a whole industry. So I started a coaching business, and then people want to know, we got that to 6 figures, and people want to know, how do we grow our coaching business? How do we get clients? And then I realized that the number one reason businesses go out of business because they don't know how to consistently get clients. So I just said, you know what? I'm gonna carve out that space for us. We're gonna go all in with that. And then fast forward a few years, Client Attraction Universe, we've helped our clients do over $500 million, and we really just getting warmed up.
Man, I love bringing on people that have our backgrounds, because I think from where we started from it, I want people to know, like when that song, we started from the mud. So I want you to know, if you're starting 1 inch, 2 inches above the mud, yep, then you should really be crushing it, right?
Yep,
because when I think about people like me and Marquel, it wasn't so much that we even had an idea. We not only had an idea, but we still had to rework our mindset. We still had to rewire. We're dealing in spaces and in worlds that are totally unfamiliar to us.
Yeah.
And so even today, and I know, Marquel, you experience this too, you end up in places when you're pinching yourself like, how am I here? How am I doing this stuff? How am I experiencing this type of life? And so I want you guys to use us as models to say, okay, if this guy from Compton and this guy from Atlanta can figure this thing out, then surely I can figure this thing out. And so I want to talk a little bit. We were going to talk about Client Attraction, but I do want to talk about your journey, and because I know you're an avid reader. You're an avid reader. You contact me, everyone. Hey, Dr. Will, what you reading? Every time I post a book, you're like, man, how's that book?
Yep.
How has personal development helped you as an entrepreneur?
Man, great question. So I think personal development has been my secret weapon, quote unquote, right? So when I was in network marketing, I didn't make a ton of money. And a lot of people have a lot of negative connotation when it comes to network marketing. But I think one of my mentors in network marketing said it best. She used to always say, network marketing is a personal development course with a compensation plan. She said, network marketing is a personal development course with a compensation plan. So it was the personal development that I got from network marketing that I think was like that stepping stone to do everything that I'm doing now. That's why I was introduced to guys like Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Dr. Miles Monroe, and the list just goes on and on and on. And I was like, man, these concepts were so new to me. And mind you, I'm in the streets. So like, I'm riding around in my car, me and my clients, and I'm pulling up and I'm listening to Jim Rohn. People coming over to my spot. We at the spot smoking, and I got like, you get the Success magazine coming in and they give you the CD. We at my spot smoking, and we got I got John Maxwell on, and they like, man, what's this, man? They like, you got Success. What is this magazine? What's this Success stuff? I'm like, look, man, I don't know. These folks onto something different, but it was that obsession. I was obsessed with this stuff because I had never heard people talk like that, and I didn't really know it. But I used to just watch. I used to sit up some nights and just watch hours and hours and hours of Les Brown, hours and hours and hours of Miles Monroe. Miles Monroe is actually who got me back in church, because I got to the point where I wasn't like interested in this church thing no more, because nobody had really simplified for me where it made sense. It was always just like based on condemnation, and if you don't do this, you're going to hell, and I was just like, no, I'm cool on that. If you make money, you're bad. I'm like, no, I need to get some money. So I had to figure that out later. But it wasn't until I really started learning for myself that I really understood it. And that's what kind of led me back into the church, right? So all of that was everything. And now, even as you grow as an entrepreneur, your business would rarely ever grow bigger than you, right? So you always got to be growing, because no matter, even some people think if you get to 1 million, like, problem stop. No, it's just a different level of challenges. But if your problems are bigger than you, they're going to swallow you whole. So you got to continue to level up, and you got to literally have a daily diet of personal development. So I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he was like, well, no, I'm good on the mindset stuff. I need this. And I'm like, man, nobody's ever good or beyond the mindset stuff. Even if you're a mindset coach, it's always another level up. Even guys like Bill Gates, this dude goes like away like 2 weeks out of the month or a week out of the month or something like that. And all he does is just read, right? And so it's a necessary thing. And I think that's been my biggest thing. And it always helps me. And I'm always investing in coaches and therapists and things of that nature to continue to just make me aware of my blind spots.
Man, I agree, man. I remember my mentor told me, he says, Will, you're always going to have money problems forever. You're always going to have money problems. You just need to decide which money problems you have.
Yep.
There's people who have money problems because they don't have any money. And then there's people who have money problems because they have a lot of money and they're trying to figure out how to save it, keep it, grow it, and give it to the next generation. So you're forever going to have money problems. You just need to figure out which money problems you want to have. Now, Marquel, there's another aspect that I absolutely love about you, and we've been preaching this the whole week, and about being your authentic self, your authentic self. And I think a lot of people, they struggle with that because they think when they show up, they have to be this revised, polished, and in essence, a fake version of themselves. But you stayed true in essence to character and to who you are. And so you're leading a $500 million company, but you got the Air Force Ones on, you got the J's on, you show up as yourself. Where did you get that confidence to remain true to yourself and not think that you needed to change to be accepted?
Great question. So, and it's interesting because when I was in network marketing, like we all had, so I got to the point where one time I got an award at one of the events, and I was on the stage, everybody was in suits, and I had like some shorts and a t-shirt and a shirt and like, you know, Air Max on. And one of my mentors was like, hey man, since you're leveling up in this thing, you got to start stepping out. We got to get you some suits. So I was like, cool. You know, I was coachable, right? So I went and got me 2 suits for $99 at D&K here in Atlanta. Got the little Stacey Adams shoe. So I was like, felt like, you know, I was going to a church like every meeting I went to. So I was like, if this was gonna take, I'm with it. And then as I started evolving and going through it, and then I started getting out of that, then I kind of got to like a blazer and some slacks and like, you know, some loafers or whatever. And that was cool. But then I realized that what people really wanted, they didn't even want that. They actually wanted me. They actually wanted me to share like my real story. I'm in rooms now, and it's like, I have people like who got MBAs and, you know, the chiropractors and all different type of stuff. And like, when I'm talking that trap lingo, right? Some of y'all know what the trap lingo is. When I'm talking about like that stuff and sharing those type of stories, they actually like that. They actually resonate with it. Even if they didn't come from that world, they can still relate with it on some level. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's what people want. People don't want another Les Brown. You know, people don't want another Miles Monroe. People don't want another Eric Thomas. I mean, as amazing as he is, people don't want another Dr. Will, right? They just want one Dr. Will, and then they want everybody else. And I realize that people don't want that. People just want me in my authentic self, the guy I am when I'm around my homies, the guy who just a higher version of me. I can still be me. I can still have the tats. I can still have the goals. I can still like trap music. You know, I can still wear Air Force Ones when I go speak on stage. Even though everybody else is dressed up, I can still show up with a hoodie on, still do my thing. And people going to hear that. Those who are meant to hear it are going to hear it. It's just like in the Bible, right? It's like nobody thought Jesus was who he was because he didn't look like who they thought he didn't look like what they thought he was supposed to look like. So a lot of people missed out on their blessing just because he didn't look like what they thought it was supposed to look like. So a lot of people, I don't look like what they think it should look like, but when they have an open ear, they hear it. And then, like I said, those who it's meant to be for, you know, it's for, and then who it ain't. But it took me a while to get to Dr. Will. It wasn't an instant thing. It took me some personal development for me to get comfortable in my own skin and not be on stage worried about what other people are thinking, not putting out videos worrying about what other people are going to say, not posting about stuff worrying about if people are going to judge me. It definitely took a journey because the first thing I thought in my space is white dominated, right? And I love white people, right? So let's be clear. But it was like, I was like, man, how am I going to be able to excel in this space? I'm a young black guy, dropped out of high school in 10th grade. I talk kind of fast. I got goals. I got tattoos. Like, who's going to listen to me? but it was like a breath of fresh air for some people. Now I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm studying all these dope white guys, older white guys, but now as the next generation comes up and they want to learn marketing, they want to learn direct response marketing, they want to learn business at a high level. I want them to be listening to my CDs and my tapes and my stuff, and then passing out to their kids. And then 100 years from now, they're still listening to my stuff and other people we've helped develop, because I think it's necessary to show other people who come from where I come from that it's possible.
And man, I so love that, because you model what you see, right? So when we got into the space, it was Les Brown. He was the blue suit, the white shirt, the red tie. Yep. And that's what I modeled. And as you said, you use the word evolve, and we're always going to be evolving, right? And there's sometimes I had to put on the suit and the Stacey Adams, right? But then when I was able to prove my results and they realized, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. I call it permission. You got kind of not from someone else, but once you show the results, I just left doing a corporate with Toyota and Lexus. I was in there with my Jordans on, right? And one of the executives, he came and sat down next to me. And he was like, my son is really into those sneakers. He's really, I know nothing about him, but he's really into those sneakers. I just had to, what are they, Air Force Ones and the Ones? Is that what it's called, the Ones? I'm like, yeah, the Jordan Ones, right? And we were able to connect. And he was like, let me give you my number, because I want to ask you some questions. So it had nothing to do with my presentation. He got, because he saw my Jordans.
Exactly.
And so for me, I love to dress, and I'm a sneakerhead. So for me, it's a merger of both of them. And when we talk about being your authentic self, you have permission, especially now. You have permission, because there was 10, 15 years ago, corporate America probably wasn't open to it. Like, nope, you need to look like this. But now we're all in a space where you really can be your authentic self. And that's what I always love about seeing Doc. He remains authentic to himself. And like I told you guys this whole weekend, the people that are for you are going to resonate with you. You don't want them to connect with the fake you, because you're going to get tired of being the fake you. Like, man, this is not even how I talk. This, you don't want to be code switching all the time, right?
Bingo.
And so you want to double down on your authentic self. So now I want to move into, you got this idea that you could help authors, speakers, and consultants level up, go to the next. We understand one of the biggest challenges about staying in business is just getting reoccurring revenue and getting clients. So your consultant agency figured out a unique way to do that. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so basically we had this formula, and the formula is called the SFM method. So S, if y'all taking notes, it's S as in Sam, F as in Frank, M as in Mark, right? SFM, right? And I didn't use guy names on purpose, ladies. So it's like, it could be S as in Sarah, F as in Fanny, M as in Maryland, right? Okay, cool. So now we are inclusive, right? So SFM method. So the S is for specialized. So the first thing you got to do is like specialize in something. Like, what's your thing, right? Speaking of speakers, my brother, we just had our 3-day event, and my brother, Delatoro McNeil, he was one of our speakers, right? And basically he said something where he says, if you think about a tree has what? One trunk. Now a tree has multiple branches, but you've never seen a tree come out the ground with multiple trunks. It has one trunk. So as a coach, as a consultant, as a speaker, as an author, as a course creator, as an expert type business, what's your one trunk, right? What's your one thing? A lot of times people are jumping all over the place. So you got to figure out what's your one thing. The cool thing about specializing in something, you actually get to work less, you get paid more, and you get to have a lot more fun, because people know, okay, if we want this particular problem solved, Lorinda is the person for this. Willie is the person for this. Marcy is for this. Oh, you got this thing happen? Okay, boom. Cinnamon is the person for this. So it's like, what's that one thing for you? Get crystal clear on that thing. And you can say it in 3 seconds, because you want to have this thing we call the 3-second rule. So when people go to your website, within 3 seconds, can people tell what you do in 3 seconds? Can you explain what you do in 3 seconds? Have y'all ever spoke to somebody and you ask them what they do, and they're still in 5 minutes, they're still talking, telling you what they do, and you still don't know what they do, they lack clarity, right? They lack clarity. So number one, you want to figure out like, what's your thing? What you specialize? Most entrepreneurs never have the impact or make the type of money they want to make because they're all over the place and they want to be generalists instead of a specialist. And let me give you like a tangible example. So typically like here in Atlanta, a general physician makes about $120,000 a year. They see a lot of patients every day. They work pretty hard. They're doing it relatively hard, right? But you got a brain surgeon, makes 5 times as much, works with less clients, does less work, you know, and of course has a different lifestyle because he makes 5x as much, right? Potentially, he has the potential for a different lifestyle because he's specifically specialized. So that's number one, is you want to specialize. That's the foundation of everything. What's your specialty? When people say your name, what's your thing? What problem do you solve? Then you got the F. The F is for funnelize. If y'all are online at any time, and especially in the marketing space, you hear the word funnel floating around the internet all the time. But most people don't really understand what a funnel is. They don't really understand what it means. Internet marketers have boiled funnels down to just pages or software, but that's not what it is. If you think about it, if you're drawing on a piece of paper, draw an upside down triangle or upside down, I'll use pyramid, draw upside down pyramid, right? And I want you to divide it into 4 layers. The first layer is awareness. So people becoming aware of you for the very first time. Out of those people that become aware of you for the very first time, the second layer, some people are going to become interested. Out of those, some people that become interested, on the next level, some of them are going to engage. And then on that next level, some of them are going to become a client. Pop quiz. What's the key word? Pop quiz, which I got. What's the key word?
Client.
Finalize.
Let's see.
Engage.
Nope.
Some.
There it is, Renee. The keyword, the keyword is some. Most people try to make the mistake of trying to get everybody. But just the idea of how the funnel is built, you will never get everybody. Some people say they feel like they got to, if I dress a certain type of way, then I'll get everybody. If I talk a certain type of way, then I'll get everybody. If I cut my hair a certain type of way, then I'll get everybody. No, it don't matter what you do, you're not going to get everybody. So it's just easier to be yourself. If you want to get more at the bottom, then guess what? You need to put more at the top and get more awareness. So the magic of getting more clients at the bottom is not trying to cater to everybody. The magic of getting more clients at the bottom is getting more awareness at the top of the funnel and then allowing them to go through the process, because the whole design of the process is to get the right people for you down at the bottom. So that's the funnelized process, understanding that, and also understanding that only 2% of the market is ready to do business right now. Most people are ready to do business 30 days from now, 60 days from now, 90 days from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. How many of y'all have people reach out to you 4 or 5 years and they tell you, hey, I've been following you 4 years, 5 years. Now I'm ready to do business. But if you're not showing up consistently, you're not emailing your list, you're not creating content, you're not live on social media, they're like, okay, this is a person who's just a fly-by-night person. And you could be amazing, but if they see your ads for the first time, they're like, let me check Dr. Michelle out a little bit longer before I actually engage to see if this is somebody real or if this is somebody who just say they're this. And now they're on your list, but then you stop the emails, you stop the content, you stop the posting, and now you're an expert at something else. Like you were a fitness coach and you were speaking about fitness, but that didn't go as fast as you want. Now you see the crypto wave and now you're a crypto expert. And now that didn't work out in 30 days. Now you're doing NFTs and now you're an NFT expert. People are like, oh my God, it's just another one. Now they go find somebody who specializes in a specific thing. So understand, only 2% is ready to do business right now. The other 98% are going to be going through a process. And that other 98% is going to be your lukewarm market and they're going to be your ice cold market. And you're going to speak to them all differently. So the F is for funnelize. And then lastly is monetize, right? Let me take a step back first. With the F, so let's say, for example, you create what we call the ultimate online marketing machine. It's simply 4 pages. So for example, that first page is like a landing page where you're giving away something free of value. So for example, I'm gonna just make something up. Let's say let's say you're a speaking coach, right? So you may say, free video reveals how to get more paid speaking gigs, even if nobody knows who you are. And then they opt in for that free video. Opt in basically means they give you their name and email. So now you're building your list. On that next page, it's a video. We call it a money content video. So it may say, hey, you know, I'm Dr. Mary, and in this video, thank you for getting access to the video. I'm gonna show you how to get more speaking gigs for your speaking business, even if nobody knows who you are. And now you teach them a few things on how to get more speaking gigs. And you say, by the way, we actually have this amazing program called Get More Speaking Gigs Academy. And my team and I walk you through step by step how to actually get more speaking gigs and keep your calendar filled. All right. And you're not just wondering where your next gig is going to come from. If you want us to actually coach you through this and help you do it, click the button below, schedule a call. Let's hop on the phone and we'll talk about how we can help you do it. And now they apply to work with you, get on the phone with somebody, you or somebody on your team, and then you have an enrollment conversation to see if it makes sense for the both of you. So that's the last part of the F. And if I'm going too fast, if you want to unpack anything, Dr. Will, of course, just stop me at any point.
No, man, you're laying down that fire, and I want to make sure that, and once again, guys, so when we talk about building a genius business, it's gratifying, it's exciting, it's net profiting. So we had Dr. Cosette come in and talk about taxes so you can get the net profiting part right. It's innovative, that's what we help you with, but then systemize, right? That's the S in genius, systemize. And so you're not going to be able to scale and leverage if it's not systemized. And I remember, Marquel, I know you remember this years ago, when all of this first started out, it was amazing when you would sign up for someone's email list, and then at 10 o'clock at night, hi, this is Will. I was just thinking about you, and we really thought they were emailing us. Like, right. He really emailed me.
Right.
He really emailed me. I can't believe Tony Robbins is up at 10 o'clock thinking about me, right? It's so freaking amazing, right? So now it's on steroids now, what his company is able to do for you, because you're not. Life is going to happen. But while life is happening, you want your business to keep running.
Yep.
So you get, I know entrepreneurs, because they're not systemized, they can't even afford to get sick. Right. They can't afford to get sick. So they are sick, but they're going to still show up because they can't afford to be sick.
Right.
Right. Because their business is not systemized. And then once again, if all of this is sounding foreign to you, don't waste your time trying to figure it out. Invest in speed. What we always talk about, invest in speed. I'm not trying to figure out algorithms, and he stays up all night long. His team stays up all night long trying to figure out what Mark Zuckerberg is trying to do. I'm not trying to figure out what Mark Zuckerberg is trying to do. I'm trying to do what I do. I'm trying to do the Dr. Will thing. And so this is where, once again, not about what it costs you as an investment, but what it costs you if you don't do something like this and don't have those systems in place. And then once again, as he's talking about leveraging the number of people, one of the, using Facebook ads, and we'll talk about that next, using Facebook ads, that's the leverage of how you get in front of so many people, people, because you can't. And once again, if you try to do it your own way, you can't figure out how to get in front of 100 people every day. Yep. But Mark has done it, Mark Zuckerberg. So now you're thinking, I'm going to partner with Mark Zuckerberg. Mark's job is to bring all these people to Facebook. So he has 1 billion people coming on Facebook. Then I'm going to partner with Marquel, because he's going to teach me how to get in front of those people. When you start as a business person thinking about how to leverage. So when I think about Facebook, me and Mark are partners. Even if you don't know it or not, me and Mark are partners. Me and Jeff Bezos with Amazon for my books, we're partners. And so that's where you start leveraging. As an executive, it's not trying to work harder. You're saying, you know what? I need to acquire a company. Our company needs this system. We're not going to do the D&R research on it. We're not going to try to develop it ourselves. That's what Facebook does all the time. That's what Google does all the time. That's what Amazon, we're just going to buy you. We're not going to even try to figure out a supermarket system. We're just going to buy the supermarket system. So I just wanted you guys to understand. I don't want it to go over our heads. I want us to understand exactly what he's talking about. And so you use Facebook ads. Yep. So talk to us about that.
So when it comes to Facebook ads, so Facebook is So like, let me just kind of show you the transition, right? So basically at one point in time, all advertising was done through infomercials, which is like on video, and commercials, right? Now, well, of course we have YouTube, right? Now, of course, infomercials and stuff still work. And that's also some of the best marketing you're going to ever see. So if you the type of person, if you just skip through infomercials when you have some time, like just check out the infomercials and like how they make offers and how they structure, like it's amazing stuff. Even especially if you go watch like the old ones, like with my man Billy Mays and stuff like that. Like that's some of the best marketing stuff you're gonna ever get. So I ain't gonna nerd out on that right now. So so with now, it used to be the time when it was just billboards, right? Now you have Facebook ads. So so the thing about a billboard is that it's not targeted. So here in Atlanta, we got 75 South, 85 South, 285. So you can put up a billboard on 285 South, but it's just going to be seen by everybody that rides by it. It's not targeted, right? So you're just kind of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. Now, with Facebook ads, you can literally target, let's say your audience is women who are 30 to 50, and they're interested in losing weight, for example. You can literally go into Facebook ads with your ads, and you can go in there and you can say women in the United States, 30 to 55, or you can even say women in Atlanta, 30 to 55, who like Julian Michaels. Julian Michaels is a fitness enthusiast, right? So you would target all the people that follow Julian Michaels, or you can target all the people who follow P90X, or you can target all the people who follow Sean T, because these are all people who are interested in losing weight, right? So now you can run ads specifically to them, and you can literally start as little as $1 a day. Now, would I recommend starting at $1 a day? No, I wouldn't. I would start with as much as you can, so you can get data faster and you can figure out is it working or not. But it's hands down. A lot of people ask me like, well, should I do YouTube ads? Should I do Google ads? Should I do this? All those different platforms work, but Facebook has the most intuitive like targeting inside of there to really get in front of your ideal people the fastest.
And let me say this, guys, so you can really understand this. We're just talking about entrepreneurship, but Facebook ads and Facebook targeting, specifically Facebook ads and Facebook targeting, the genius of Facebook and what Mark Zuckerberg has created, literally, and this is no hyperbole, literally won 2 US presidential elections.
Yep.
This is no cap, this is no lie. I was in a conference, and at this conference, the gentleman who ran Donald Trump's Facebook page, he was their website guy. He did their websites. And when Donald Trump decided to run, Ivanka Trump came to him, and this is what he told us, the story he told us. When Ivanka Trump came to him and said, my dad is going to run for president, you're the only technology guy we know. They didn't know anything about that. He did all their websites for all their companies. He's like, I don't do social media and all. You're the only guy we trust that deals with this stuff. They hired him. They sent him to Facebook. They sent him to Facebook for 3 weeks to learn this stuff, to learn this Facebook ads. They sent him to, and Mark and their team shared with him the Holy Grail. Now, here's the brilliant thing about this thing. About 6 months, maybe a little bit longer before the election, they knew that Donald Trump was going to win the election. Why did they know this? Because they started using Facebook ads and Facebook targeting, and these ads was able, for instance, if Marquel's favorite color is blue, my favorite color is green, it would send the ad in that color to Marquel in the color that he likes. It would send the ad to the color I like. Here's long story short. When CNN and all of these other people were going on the streets asking Marquel, hey, Marquel, are you going to vote for Donald Trump? And Marquel, no, I would never vote for Donald Trump. Well, Facebook targeting found Uncle Thumper in them up in Middletown, Mississippi, and all of them. And they were doing surveys with them via Facebook. And they knew at that point, he told us at this conference, he says, the hardest thing that they had to do was contain Donald Trump from telling everybody, because they didn't want Hillary and them to figure out, because they knew from the messaging that they were getting that he was going to win, and because he kept getting upset because he kept hearing CNN tell everybody he was 20% behind, 50% behind, his ego they said the hardest thing was to get him to be quiet and not go public with this information. But they knew, because they had targeted all these places Hillary wasn't going, everywhere they thought they didn't need to be. I'm talking about in Buck, Alabama, nowhere, Mississippi, places that you wouldn't have ever thought Facebook was able to go because of these targeted ads, because they were able to say, you drink Budweiser, you love guns, and bless God, America is the greatest. They were looking for those people. Facebook allowed them to find those individuals. And that's how powerful this machine is. So if you're looking for women between the ages of 35, 45 that like to shop at the Gap, that's what it allows you to do. 100%. That's how targeted it allows you to be. And so when he talks about geeking out on this stuff, I love, and because everything's a system, once you realize that, but wait, there's more. If you buy the ginseng knife right now, we'll throw in 2 more ginseng knives, right? So yeah, man, I love this stuff too, man, but I'm not at your level where you're stuck. I know you geek out and study this stuff, man. So give us some of your unique, these are speakers, authors, and consultants. Give us some of your unique testimonials, man, because you guys are doing numbers. So give us some numbers.
So I would say so I'll use one for example, because she spoke at our event. So it's this young lady named Tammy. So Tammy and Sheldon, they actually are a couple. They're in the trucking industry. So they speak, and they also have a coaching program as well. And they help people get into the trucking world. And they speak about, the power of trucking. So when we started working with them, they were making about $1,000 to $2,500 a month. And a great month with them for them was $4,000 a month. But they had to work like 100 hours a week a piece. That's like 200 hours a week. So if you do that math, they was making about $5 an hour. So once we start implementing the kind of what we're talking about, this whole SFM method, they actually, the first week we started with the first month, they made $22,000 in that month. Then they made $35,000 that month. They made $50,000 that month, and they crossed 1.6 million in September. And that's just from the coaching side of the business. That doesn't even include the trucking business. And now they're at an upward trajectory. I'm gonna give you another real fascinating example. I mean,
you threw that around like 22, 30,000, 40,000. Man, ain't nobody making no $40,000 a month, man. Stop.
Yeah, man.
Stop lying, man.
No, it's trippy, man. They did 22,000 the first month, and they made 35,000 the next month, and then about 40,000. And I think the most exciting thing, they don't work 100 hours a piece no more. Tammy works about 3 to 4 hours a week. Sheldon works about 6 hours a week, because not only are they getting more clients, but like you said, the S and Gs, they're systemized. So now they're not just hustling and working every day. They actually systemized. So now Sheldon just had knee surgery the other day. So he's down, right? But that doesn't affect their income. And she was still able to come speak at the event today because everything is systemized, right? And it goes back to that powerful S, right? Another young brother, he's Kristen. Some of y'all may know Kristen. He's all over the internet. Kristen just turned 15 last week. And he's a Les Brown public speaker, certified speaker now. So he's a speaker also. So when we met, he was 11 years old, and his mom connected us. I saw him at an event actually, and I had him come down and speak at one of my youth events, and I had ET come down and all that, and he wanted to meet ET, so I connected them and all that. So basically, we started working together, and I helped him create a $3,000 program. He was going to charge like $997 based on some other advice he had. But I showed him the difference in charging $3,000, because that's part of the specialized piece, is premium pricing. So I showed him how to charge $3,000. He got his first $3,000 client when he was 11. And he told me that, he said, Mr. Marquel, by the time I turn 12, I want to make 6 figures. That was his goal. By the time he turned 12, he had made $102,000. And now, I know last year, his mom posted in the group and said he had a $250,000 month. And now he just turned 15 last week, and he's a millionaire. So that's another example. A really cool.
That's our guy, man. I'm so proud of C, man, and he's doing phenomenal. He's doing phenomenal stuff, man. And I'm so proud of that little dude is on fire, man.
Yeah.
And so speakers, authors, and consultants, they're ready to go to that next level. And I want you guys to understand, I don't want you guys to get confused. This is when we talk about having those different streams. Once again, speaking is not just from the stage.
Right.
And so for the trucking company, even what I do and what Marquel do, speaking for us is lead generation for our other companies.
Bingo.
Right. And so that's how I use speaking. I use speaking because I have a consulting company. So, but speaking is the honey that attracts the, right? So you got to kind of figure out what you want to do. And so when we start talking about coaching programs and things like that, if you have a book, right, his program is good. If you have a book, right, that's going to lead generation. But where the money is really going to come from is that coaching program that you offer. So they read your book, that's the honey that got them. But in that process, you sending them another email. I hope you're enjoying my book. If you want more content like this, or you want to work with me one-on-one so I can really show you how to incorporate these tips or these solutions in this book, I have this coaching program. So it's continuing the conversation. That's what a funnel does. It continues the conversation. So I know you got to run, man. Ideally, when is somebody ready to come and work with your company?
So typically, we like to tell people, as long as they have their expertise, like as long as they have their expertise, we can help them package it up. So a lot of times from a speaker standpoint, we always advise speakers to, like, whatever you speak about, you want to package that up and turn it into a coaching program, because you want to disconnect your income from your labor. If you only make money when you're on stage, you're in a really vulnerable place. And we just saw that happen with COVID, right? So when COVID happened, that wiped a lot of people out because they didn't have their intellectual property packaged up so they can make money even if they're not on the stage. So if somebody has their knowledge and expertise already, and they're clear on who they, how they serve, they don't necessarily got to be crystal clear on who they serve, but they know what they're good at. We can help them package it up, systemize it, help them get clients for it, and all that good stuff. So that's the biggest thing.
So, man, tell us, how do we connect with, how do we become a part of the family? How do we connect with you? How do we find out more information about you, man?
For sure. So the first thing two things. Number one, if you're on Instagram, connect with me on Instagram. My Instagram or whatever your social media platform is, I'm your favorite. But if you go to Instagram, put in my name, Marquel. My last name is Russell, Russell, and then connect with me there, and then shoot me a DM and let me know you was on here. And I got another special gift for you for connect with me there. But right away, I know we talked a lot about ads and marketing. You can actually I got something called the Paid Ad Playbook. It's paid, P-A-I-D, ad, A-D, playbook. So Paid Ad Playbook. If you go to paidadplaybook.com, it'll take you over to, and you'll get my entire playbook. It shows you how to get 50 to 100 leads every single day for your business. So if you never want to have to worry about leads again or clients again, make sure you get the Paid Ad Playbook, and it's free. So go get the Paid Ad Playbook for free. You can download it, print it out, and it'll show you how to launch profitable ad campaigns. And it comes with a bonus video as well to show you how to implement the strategies for your business specific. So go to paidadplaybook.com. And then also, I know somebody said it again, my Instagram is just my name, Marquel Russell, Marquel Russell. So connect with me there, shoot me a DM so we can connect. But if you're not on Instagram and you're on Facebook, of course, my Instagram, my name on Facebook is just Marquel Russell as well. YouTube, Marquel Russell, I'm pretty easy to find.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I know you just finished up an event, so I thank you for taking out the time to be with us, man. I knew you was going to drop those jewels, man.
Thank you, man.
Listen, if you're at that level, once again, guys, I know you got so much content this weekend. Your mind is on overload, but once again, if it makes sense, if this is where you are in your business, you have a program that you want to get some eyes on, you have some coaching that you want to get some eyes on, I definitely recommend that you connect with Marquel. Once again, they're crushing numbers, and those numbers that he said, the reason why it may seem hard for you to imagine, because you're thinking labor. You're thinking going from making $20 an hour, $40 an hour. How can somebody make 40? That's not even what I'm making in a whole year. It's because you're thinking labor versus leverage. You're thinking labor versus leverage. And you'll never get way up there in income if you're still trying to do it with labor. It's all about leveraging. And so that's another tool that you can use for leveraging. So when Dr. Cosette talked about you know, setting up your structures to start making those millions. This is how you get to those millions, by leveraging. So once again, my brother, I appreciate you, man. Let you get back to your event and your family, man. Where you whistling off to, man? You probably about to go to Cancun for a couple of days just to chill. What you
Yeah, we go to, so this week is our kind of last week. I got a consulting session with one of my consultants Tuesday, and then the week after for Christmas, we're going to Costa Rica. So we're going to
I knew it. I knew it. See, I knew it. Life is good, man. I'm so always, like I tell you, man, I really am, man. I'm so proud of you, man, of what you're doing, man. I just love it. I love to see us brothers from the mud get it, brother.
Yeah,
I
man.
love
Thank
to
you so
see
much.
us get it, man. I appreciate you, man. Give your family my love, man. And we got to connect in 2022, man. I got to come down there to the A, man. We got to do something together.
Let's do it, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man.
All right,
you, man.
What's up, Desiree? I see you. Hey, look, that's me and Desiree go. I was looking at it, I was like, is that Desiree?
Hey,
but me and Desiree go way back. Desiree know me from like the stories I was telling you. She
For real.
She told me, man, when she connect with our program, she was like, you know Marquel?
Yeah.
She's like, if you know Marquel, you good dude. I'm like, yeah, I know Marquel. She was like, oh, we go way back to the mud.
Yeah, Desiree know me from the mud.
Yeah, man, we all three got to do something, man.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Because we all got a similar story, man.
Let's do it.
Appreciate you guys, man.
All right, y'all have a good one.
All right, man.
All right.
Awesome. Hey, guys, man, once again, this whole weekend has been phenomenal, and having the opportunity to invest this time with you as we begin to bring it to a close. I forgot to tell you guys, for those of you that are not connected to the Academy, you want to be connected to the Academy. I forgot to tell you, when you go to the website and you sign in, if you do it in the next 48 hours, you can use the code, I think it's certification, is that it? When you use certification, you'll get a discount. Right. Yeah, it's certification. So lock in, take action. Successful people are people that take action. Successful people are people who take action. So when you go now, you can lock in. For those of you that are already connected to GSA, I'm telling you, lock in for 2022. It's about to be phenomenal. We got some outstanding things. Like I told you guys yesterday, we've set up this whole platform to amplify your voice. That's what this whole platform is about, to help you position yourself to amplify your voice. So those communities that are supposed to be connected to you, your tribes, I'm expecting at the end of 2022 for all of you to be doing things like this, having your own live events, having your own retreats, impacting your communities, the individuals that connect with you. So I'm super excited. Once again, thank you for sharing this time, investing this time. If you go to the website, you can learn more about the certification program and how it will serve you and benefit you. And once again, happy holidays to you. When we come back in 2022, like I say, be ready, GSA, be ready. Embrace your assignment, embrace what God has assigned you to do, embrace your genius, embrace it, because there's people, once again, your message is someone's medicine. Your service is someone's medicine. Your knowledge is someone's medicine. They're waiting. Literally, the world is waiting for you to show up. The world is waiting for you to show up. You've heard this multiple times from all different types of speakers. I wanted to give you an array where I don't care if you come from the White Hills of Minnesota, all the way from the mud of Compton. If you're assigned, you're assigned. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you start from. Doesn't matter how you get here. Doesn't matter what the circumstances were. Your assignment is your assignment. And this is what I believe, all of us. Before I had to tell myself, before I made any mistake, God had a purpose for me. He had a purpose for me. And so before you did anything, before you got here, he says, from the foundation of the world, I ordained you. From the foundation of the world, I ordained you and I set you apart. God has set each and every one of us apart. For Jeremiah, it was to be a prophet. For Chef Couture, is to be a chef. For David, it's leadership sports. For Leroy, it's community impact. For Sean, it's wealth. For Dr. Thomas, the Thomases, is restoration. For Michelle, it's leadership. God has set you apart for that. He set you apart for such a time as this. For such a time as this. So embrace it, relish it, and let's have fun as we continue to dominate everybody. Did I forget? Wait, did I forget anything? We're good?
No, I think we're good. I put in the chat all the information for the website. So drwillspeaks.com/academy. Use the code certification to save the 1,000 if you need to. And then just a reminder that all the replays will be at drwillspeaks.com/DEC21. That's also in the chat. And then there was some discussion a little bit ago about they were talking about the information I was putting. You can save the chat. If you want, there's 3 dots next to down where you go and type in your chat next to the little emoticon. You click on that, there's an option to save the chat and it'll save it to your computer or whatever. And so you'll have the notes there.
What did it save it to?
It saves it to your PC,
desktop.
wherever.
Yeah.
It's like in your documents. It'll give you an option when you save it, Dr. David, to say open in folder. And it'll open it up for you and show you where it's at on your PC. I don't know how your settings are, so I can't tell you where it's going to save specifically.
Okay.
And you can typically choose those settings and then name the actual saving.
Yeah, and you can rename it once it's upload or it's saved to your computer. You can rename it. So like mine has like day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever.
Yeah, and you can save it, like the name that you can use is like a Zoom, because it'll save, because like I have mine in a Zoom folder. Zoom file.
I have a question.
It'll save wherever depending on your settings. So it's gonna be different for everybody.
How about the PowerPoint that Dr. Will was using? Will we have access to that?
Yeah, I am. So the session that I was going to do, I'm just going to record that session and then save it up in the group. So it'll be there.
But how about the PowerPoint? Because I see you had some information.
Yeah, it'll be on December 21 page.
Okay.
It'll be on the page.
Thank you.
All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Once again, happy holidays to you. However you celebrate, however you get down, I'm wishing you prosperity and peace and a happy new year. See you guys in 2022.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Will.
you so much.
Thank
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Awesome.
Bye, everybody.
You.